Today we are going to talk about acute diarrhea and its causes. So let's begin with acute diarrhea. First of all, I would like to discuss some important concept regarding to acute diarrhea. So let's begin with that important concept. So first, when we talk about the onset of acute diarrhea, the onset of acute diarrhea is rapid. Second, when we talk about origin of acute diarrhea, so acute diarrhea is mostly infective in origin. But sometimes it is also non-infective in origin. It means sometimes non-infective. Mostly it is infective in origin, but sometimes it is non-infective in origin. Third, is the occurrence of infective acute diarrhea. So when we talk about the occurrence of acute diarrhea, it is mostly occur in healthy individual. Now after that, the fourth one is the clinical duration of acute diarrhea. So when we talk about the clinical duration of acute diarrhea evolved over a period of minute to hours, but last not more than 2 weeks. What does it mean? Clinically, acute diarrhea evolved within minute to hour, but clinically it does not persist more than 2 weeks. So this is a fourth important concept related to the acute diarrhea. Fifth one is type. So when we talk about the type of acute diarrhea, based on causes, there are two types of acute diarrhea. First is infective acute diarrhea and second is non-infective acute diarrhea. So based on causes, there are two types of acute diarrhea. First one is infective acute diarrhea and second one is non-infective acute diarrhea. So this is all about the some important concept related to the acute diarrhea. First one is onset. Onset of acute diarrhea is rapid. Second one is origin. Origin of acute diarrhea is infective, but sometimes it is also non-infective in origin. When we talk about the occurrence, acute diarrhea directly occur in healthy individual. When we talk about the clinical duration, acute diarrhea evolve over a period of minute to hour, but last not more than 2 weeks. And the last one is the type of acute diarrhea. Based on causes, there are two types of acute diarrhea: infective acute diarrhea and non-infective acute diarrhea. Now after that I would like to discuss some important concept related to the infective acute diarrhea. So let's begin infective acute diarrhea. Infective acute diarrhea basically means it is caused by the infectious agent like virus, bacteria, protozoa, etc. So हम लोग मान लेते हैं किसी भी पर्सन को इन्फेक्टिव एक्यूट डायरिया हुआ. So this is acute diarrhea and this is infective. So this is acute diarrhea and this is infective. Infective in origin, that is infective acute diarrhea. Now ये infective acute diarrhea से हम लोग को infective acute diarrheal product मिलेगा. It means this infective acute diarrhea gives infective acute diarrheal product, and this infective acute diarrheal product is nothing, it is a stool. अब हम लोग क्या करेंगे कि इस इन्फेक्टिव एक्यूट डायरियल प्रोडक्ट के बारे में स्टडी करेंगे. तो व्हाट हैपन, दिस इन्फेक्टिव एक्यूट डायरिया हैविंग रैपिड ऑनसेट. सो व्हाट हैपन, ड्यू टू रैपिड ऑनसेट, what happen, the causative pathogen which cause the acute diarrhea is difficult to recover from the acute diarrheal product. It means what, जब किसी भी पेशेंट को इन्फेक्टिव एक्यूट डायरिया होता है तो उस इन्फेक्टिव एक्यूट डायरियल प्रोडक्ट से कोई भी पैथोजेन, काउजेटिव पैथोजेन को हम लोग ऑब्टेन नहीं कर पाते इन्फेक्टिव एक्यूट डायरियल प्रोडक्ट से. इट मीन्स कि जब हम लोग इन्फेक्टिव एक्यूट डायरियल प्रोडक्ट लिए हैं और जब हम लोग उसका कल्चरिंग करना स्टार्ट किए हैं तो इट इज़ डिफ़िकल्ट टू ऑब्टेन और रिकवर द काउजेटिव पैथोजेन ऑफ इन्फेक्टिव एक्यूट डायरिया. सो इट मीन्स व्हाट, डिफ़िकल्ट टू रिकवर द causative pathogens. Now second important study related to the infective acute diarrheal product. What happen, इस infective acute diarrheal product से हम लोग को कोई भी causative pathogen रिकवर नहीं कर पाए, ऑब्टेन नहीं कर पाए. That's why इस infective acute diarrhea को हम लोग कंसीडर कर लेते हैं वायरल डायरिया. तो इसको हम लोग क्या कर लिए, कंसीडर कर लिए दिस इज द फर्स्ट वन एंड दिस इज द सेकेंड वन, वायरल डायरिया. नाउ थर्ड इंपॉर्टेंट स्टडी रिलेटेड टू द इन्फेक्टिव एक्यूट डायरियल प्रोडक्ट. इस इन्फेक्टिव एक्यूट डायरियल प्रोडक्ट से हम लोग एक सब्सटेंस को रिकवर्ड करते हैं, ऑब्टेन करते हैं. उस सब्सटेंस को हम लोग बोलते हैं इंटेरोटॉक्सिन. सो इट मीन्स व्हाट, इस इन्फेक्टिव एक्यूट डायरियल प्रोडक्ट से हम लोग रिकवर्ड किए और ऑब्टेन किए एक सब्सटेंस को जिसको हम लोग ने क्या कहा, इंटेरोटॉक्सिन. Now what happened? This enterotoxin is actually produced by enterotoxigenic strain of E. coli. This is produced by, this is third one, and it is produced by enterotoxigenic strain of E. coli. Now what happens? This enterotoxin is produced by the enterotoxigenic strain of E. coli, but it is difficult to ascertain whether this enterotoxin is produced by the normal flora of enterotoxigenic strain of E. coli, or this enterotoxin is produced by the pathological flora of enterotoxigenic strain of E. coli. What does it mean? It means कि इन्फेक्टिव डायरियल प्रोडक्ट से हम लोग ऑब्टेन किए हैं, रिकवर्ड किए जो ये इंटेरोटॉक्सिजेनिक स्ट्रेन ऑफ ई. coli प्रोड्यूस किया है, सही बात है। लेकिन इन नॉर्मल कंडीशन व्हाट हैपन, हम लोग का जो इंटेस्टाइन का नॉर्मल बैक्टीरियल फ्लोरा है, उस नॉर्मल बैक्टीरियल फ्लोरा में भी इंटेरोटॉक्सिजेनिक स्ट्रेन ऑफ ई. coli प्रेजेंट रहता है। तो ये इन्फेक्टिव एक्यूट डायरिया में ये इवेलुएट करना डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है कि ये इंटेरोटॉक्सिन नॉर्मल फ्लोरा ऑफ द इंटेरोटॉक्सिजेनिक स्ट्रेन ऑफ ई. coli प्रोड्यूस किया है कि पैथोलॉजिकल फ्लोरा ऑफ द इंटेरोटॉक्सिजेनिक स्ट्रेन ऑफ ई. coli प्रोड्यूस किया। तो ड्यू टू दिस थ्री रीजन, फर्स्ट, सेकेंड एंड थर्ड, इन्फेक्टिव एक्यूट डायरिया जो है, उस इन्फेक्टिव एक्यूट डायरिया को हम लोग नॉन स्पेसिफिक डायरिया भी कहते हैं। दैट्स वाई इन्फेक्टिव एक्यूट डायरिया जो है ये इन्फेक्टिव एक्यूट डायरिया, दिस इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड नॉन स्पेसिफिक डायरिया। Now here one term is repeatedly used. एक हम लोग को टर्म ये जो है इंटेरोटॉक्सिन, ये बार बार यूज हो रहा है। तो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द इंटेरोटॉक्सिन। व्हाट इज इंटेरोटॉक्सिन? So enterotoxin is basically exotoxin which is produced by the bacteria that act on the intestinal wall. So enterotoxin is what? Enterotoxin, it is a type of exotoxin released by bacteria act on intestinal wall. So enterotoxin is basically type of exotoxin which is released by the bacteria, and these enterotoxin act on the intestinal wall. Now this enterotoxin is divided into two groups. First is called preformed enterotoxin and second is called newly formed enterotoxin. So this enterotoxin is divided into two groups. First is called preformed enterotoxin and second is called newly formed enterotoxin. Newly formed. Newly formed enterotoxin. So what is the difference between the preformed enterotoxin and newly formed enterotoxin? What happens? Some bacteria produce the enterotoxin outside the body of human, and when these enterotoxin enter into the body of human, produce diarrhea or any pathological condition. This type of enterotoxin is known as preformed enterotoxin. But in some bacteria, what happens? This type of bacteria first enter into the body of the human and then produce the enterotoxin, and that enterotoxin create the pathological condition. That type of enterotoxin is called newly formed enterotoxin. That enterotoxin is called newly formed enterotoxin. So preformed enterotoxin is further divided into two groups. First is called preformed stable enterotoxin and second is called preformed labile enterotoxin. So preformed enterotoxin is further divided into preformed stable enterotoxin and second one is preformed labile enterotoxin. Now these enterotoxin is stable against the heat and acid. Heat and acid. Now when these preformed stable enterotoxin enter into the body of human, produce the disease known as emetic syndrome. And when these enterotoxin enter into the body of human, produce the disease known as diarrheal syndrome. So it means it produce emetic syndrome and it produce diarrheal syndrome. Now this emetic syndrome is characterized by incubation period less than 6 hours and the clinical duration of emetic syndrome is 8 to 10 hours and this emetic syndrome is characterized by severe vomiting. Now when we talk about the diarrheal syndrome, the incubation period of the diarrheal syndrome is greater than 6 hours and the clinical duration of the diarrheal syndrome is 20 hours to 36 hours and this diarrheal syndrome is characterized by mild, moderate and severe diarrhea. अब इस इमेटिक सिंड्रोम को और डायरियल सिंड्रोम को हम लोग एक एग्जाम्पल से समझेंगे. सो एक बैक्टीरिया होता है जिसका नाम है बैसिलस सीरस. This Bacillus cereus produce enterotoxin. And this enterotoxin which is produced by the Bacillus cereus is in Chinese food. It means Bacillus cereus produce enterotoxin in Chinese food. So यहाँ पर हम लोग कंसीडर कर लेते हैं two balls which is full of noodles. So this is a first ball A and this is the second ball B. Now this first ball is full of Chinese noodles. And this second ball is also full of Chinese noodles. Now, Bacillus cereus produce enterotoxin and it produce both preformed stable enterotoxin as well as preformed labile enterotoxin. Consider in bowl A it produce preformed stable enterotoxin. So consider this is a preformed stable enterotoxin. And in bowl B it produces preformed labile enterotoxin. So consider this is a preformed labile enterotoxin. So what happens when a healthy person ingests these bowl A noodles? Then the person is suffering from emetic syndrome, which is clinically characterized by severe vomiting. Now, when a healthy person ingests bowl B noodles, then the person is suffering from diarrheal syndrome, which is characterized by mild, moderate and severe diarrhea. So this is basically all about the enterotoxin, or this is basically all about the acute diarrhea. Now after that, I would like to start causes of acute diarrhea. What are the causes of acute diarrhea? What are the factors that precipitate the acute diarrhea? So basically there are two causes of acute diarrhea. First is infectious cause and second is non-infectious cause. So let's start causes of acute diarrhea. So the causes of acute diarrhea is divided into two groups. First is called infectious causes. And second is called non-infectious causes. So when we talk about the infectious causes, basically there are 5 infectious causes. First is virus, second is bacteria, third one is protozoa, fourth one is helminth, and the fifth one is the fungus. So when we talk about the infectious causes, basically there are 5 infectious causes. First one is virus, second one is bacteria, third one is protozoa, fourth one is helminth, and the fifth one is fungus. Now the infectious causes cause infective acute diarrhea. It means infectious causes cause which type of diarrhea? Infective acute diarrhea. Now when we talk about the non-infectious causes, so there are so many non-infectious causes that is associated with acute diarrhea and precipitate non-infective acute diarrhea. It means non-infectious causes cause non-infective acute diarrhea. So let's begin with infective acute diarrhea or infectious causes of acute diarrhea. So first one is the virus. So when we talk about the virus, there are basically 5 types of virus which is closely associated with acute diarrhea. First one is norovirus, second one is rotavirus, third one is H1N1 virus, fourth one is adenovirus, and the last fifth one is enterovirus. Now these are basically 5 types of virus which is closely associated with acute diarrhea. Now these virus cause which type of diarrhea? Infective acute diarrhea, and within infective acute diarrhea these type of virus cause infective acute viral diarrhea. Cause what? Which type of diarrhea? Infective acute viral diarrhea. और क्लिनिकली ये देखा गया है कि चिल्ड्रन में जो भी डायरिया होता है वो डायरिया 60% जो होता है वो इन्फेक्टिव एक्यूट वायरल डायरिया होता है। तो मोस्ट कॉमन किस में हो गया ये? चिल्ड्रन में। दिस इज मोस्ट कॉमन इन चिल्ड्रन। 60% केसेस डायरिया का नोटेड किया जाता है चिल्ड्रन में। नाउ सेकेंड वन इज द सेकेंड इन्फेक्शियस कॉज इज अ वायरस। Second infectious cause is bacteria. So when we talk about the bacteria, there are 7 different types of bacteria which is closely associated with the acute diarrhea. So the first one is Staphylococcal. Second one is Bacillus cereus. Third one is Salmonella. Fourth one is Vibrio cholera. Fifth one is Clostridium. Sixth one is Shigella. And the seventh and last one is the E. coli. So this is basically 7 types of bacteria which is closely associated with the acute diarrhea. Now these bacteria cause which type of diarrhea? Infective acute diarrhea, and within infective acute diarrhea, this type of bacteria cause infective acute bacterial diarrhea. Infective acute bacterial diarrhea. नाउ अब बैक्टीरियल डायरिया में एक डिफरेंट चीज होता है। इन्फेक्टिव एक्यूट बैक्टीरियल डायरिया में एक डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ बैक्टीरिया जो डायरिया काउज करता है उसका मैकेनिज्म डिफरेंट होता है, अलग अलग होता है। सो व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट फर्स्ट 3 बैक्टीरिया, दैट इज स्टेफाइलोकोकल, बैसिलस सीरस एंड सैल्मोनेला, these 3 types of bacteria induce diarrhea by the production of preformed enterotoxin. It means staphylococcal, bacillus cereus and salmonella produce or induce diarrhea by the production of preformed enterotoxin. It means this type of bacteria produce enterotoxin outside the body. Produce preformed enterotoxin. Now, when we talk about the nature of diarrhea in this type of bacteria, so this type of bacteria produce the watery diarrhea. Produce this type of diarrhea, watery diarrhea. Now when we talk about the Vibrio cholera and Clostridium, these 2 type of bacteria induce diarrhea by the production of newly formed enterotoxin. So these 2 bacteria induce diarrhea कैसे इंड्यूस करेगा डायरिया? बाय प्रोडक्शन ऑफ न्यूली फॉर्म्ड enterotoxin. Now when we talk about the nature of diarrhea, so Vibrio cholera and Clostridium produce the hypersecretory exudative type of watery diarrhea. it produce hypersecretory and exudative type of watery diarrhea. Now after that, when we talk about the Shigella, it basically induce invasive type of diarrhea. It means Shigella induce invasive diarrhea. And the nature of diarrhea is same as the nature of diarrhea in Vibrio cholera and Clostridium, that is hypersecretory exudative type of watery diarrhea. So the nature of diarrhea is same as the nature of diarrhea in Vibrio cholera and Clostridium. Now after that, the last one is E. coli. When we talk about the E. coli basically induce diarrhea by the production of newly formed enterotoxin. And when we talk about the nature of diarrhea, E. coli produce different types of diarrhea which depends upon the different strain of E. coli. So हम लोग अब बात करेंगे different strain of E. coli किस किस तरह का डायरिया प्रोड्यूस करेगा. So E. coli strain and type of diarrhea, and the third one is complication. So first one is a E. coli strain, second one is type of diarrhea, and third one is complications of diarrhea. So first strain of E. coli is enterotoxigenic strain of E. coli, which is also called ETEC. Second one is enterohemorrhagic strain of E. coli, which is also called EHEC. Third one is enteroinvasive strain of E. coli, which is also called EIEC. Fourth one is enteroaggregative strain of E. coli, which is also called EAEC. And the last one, fifth one, is the enteropathogenic strain of E. coli, which is also called EPEC. So this is the 5 strain of E. coli. First one is the enterotoxigenic strain of E. coli, second is enterohemorrhagic strain of E. coli, third is enteroinvasive strain of E. coli, fourth one is enteroaggregative strain of E. coli, fifth one is the enteropathogenic strain of E. coli. Now these 5 strain of E. coli produce the different types of diarrhea. For example, this enterotoxigenic strain of E. coli produce the watery diarrhea as well as it produce traveler's diarrhea. produce watery diarrhea and traveler's diarrhea. Traveler's diarrhea. Now the complication of this type of diarrhea is rare. When we talk about the enterohemorrhagic strain of E. coli, it produces bloody diarrhea. And there are two complications of this bloody diarrhea or enterohemorrhagic strain of E. coli produce bloody diarrhea, and this diarrhea have two complications. First is hemolytic uremic syndrome and the second one is TTP. First one is hemolytic uremic syndrome and second one is TTP. TTP, what does TTP mean? Thrombotic thrombocytopenic purpura. और ये जो हीमोलाइटिक यूरेमिक सिंड्रोम और थ्रोम्बोटिक थ्रोम्बोसाइटिक पर्प्यूरा जो रहता है, ये प्रोड्यूस जो करता है इंटेरोहेमरेजिक स्ट्रेन ऑफ ई. coli. दिस इज बेसिकली प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय स्पेसिफिक इंटेरोहेमरेजिक स्ट्रेन ऑफ ई. coli विच इज EHECO157H7. This is a specific enterohemorrhagic strain of E. coli that produce the bloody diarrhea which have complication of hemolytic uremic syndrome and thrombotic thrombocytopenic purpura. Now after that, third one is the enteroinvasive E. coli strain of E. coli, and this produce watery as well as bloody diarrhea. Produce watery and bloody diarrhea. And when we talk about the complication, then the complication of this type of diarrhea is rare. Complication of this type of diarrhea is rare. When we talk about the enteroaggregative strain of E. coli, it also produces the watery and bloody diarrhea. So it also produces the watery and bloody diarrhea. And when we talk about the complication of enteroaggregative strain of E. coli is rare. Complication is diarrhea का भी rare रहता है. And the last one is the enteropathogenic strain of E. coli. It again produce the watery or bloody diarrhea. But this type of diarrhea is basically produced in case of children. And complication of this type of diarrhea may be protracted. मतलब कि ये डायरिया डायरेक्टली इस डायरिया का कोई कॉम्प्लिकेशन तो रहेगा नहीं, लेकिन ये डायरिया बहुत दिन तक क्लिनिकली परसिस्ट कर सकता है. तो ये डायरिया क्लिनिकली बहुत दिन तक परसिस्ट करना ही इस डायरिया का कॉम्प्लिकेशन बन जाता है. तो ये 5 स्ट्रेन ई. coli का रहता है जो डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ डायरिया प्रोड्यूस करता है, और उस सारे डायरिया का कुछ कॉम्प्लिकेशंस ही है. फर्स्ट इज द एंटेरोटॉक्सिजेनिक स्ट्रेन ऑफ ई. coli जो वाटरी ट्राइवलाइज डायरिया प्रोड्यूस करता है. कॉम्प्लिकेशन विल बी रेयर. एंटेरोहेमरेजिक स्ट्रेन ऑफ ई. coli विच प्रोड्यूस वाटरी डायरिया. देयर आर 2 कॉम्प्लिकेशन, hemolytic uremic syndrome and TTP. Third one is the enteroinvasive strain of E. coli which produce the watery or the bloody diarrhea, and the complication will be rare. Fourth one is the enteroaggregative strain of E. coli which produce the watery and bloody diarrhea, and the complication will be again rare. And the fifth one is the enteropathogenic strain of E. coli which produce watery and bloody diarrhea, which is mostly produced in case of children, and the complication will be it may be clinically protracted. It means it may be clinically persist for a long period of time. So this is all about the bacteria diarrhea, or the second infectious cause, that is bacteria. Now the third infectious cause of acute diarrhea or infective acute diarrhea is protozoa. Now basically there are two groups of protozoa that produce the infective acute diarrhea. So the third one is the protozoa. So basically there are two group of protozoa that produce the infective acute diarrhea. First one is the primary group and second one is the secondary group. So when we talk about the primary group, there are basically three protozoa associated with the primary group which cause the infective acute diarrhea. First one is the Giardia lamblia. First one is the Giardia lamblia. Second one is the Giardia intestinalis. And the third one is the Entamoeba histolytica. So this is the primary group of protozoa which is associated with the infective acute diarrhea. Now after that, second is the secondary group of protozoa which is associated with the infective acute diarrhea. So first one is the Cryptosporidium. Second one is the Isospora, Spora belli. Third one is the Cyclospora. And the fourth and the last one is the Microsporidia. So this is basically secondary group of protozoa which is associated with the infective acute diarrhea. Now the protozoa cause which type of diarrhea? Infective acute diarrhea, and within the infective acute diarrhea it causes infective acute protozoal diarrhea. Infective acute protozoal diarrhea. So this is all about the third infectious causes, that is protozoa. Now after that, the fourth infectious causes of infective acute diarrhea is helminth and the fifth one is fungus. So दोनों को हम लोग एक ही साथ देख लेते हैं. Fourth one is helminth. So the helminth which is associated with the infective acute diarrhea is Ascaris lambricoides. Ascaris lambricoides. And it produces which type of diarrhea? Infective acute helminthis diarrhea. Helminthis diarrhea. Now after that, the fifth one is the fungus. So when we talk about the fungus, there are basically two types of fungus which is associated with the infective acute diarrhea. First one is a Cryptococcus and second one is a Aspergillus. These two types of fungus cause infective acute fungal diarrhea. So this is all about the infectious cause of acute diarrhea, which cause the infective acute diarrhea. Now second one is the non-infectious cause of acute diarrhea, which cause the non-infective acute diarrhea. सो हम लोग देखते हैं नॉन इन्फेक्शियस काउजेज ऑफ एक्यूट डायरिया के बारे में। तो बेसिकली बहुत सारा नॉन इन्फेक्शियस काउजेज है जो काउज करता है नॉन इन्फेक्टिव एक्यूट डायरिया। तो उसमें सबसे पहला काउज होता है नॉन इन्फेक्शियस काउजेज। And this type of causes cause this type of diarrhea, cause non-infective acute diarrhea. So the first one is Crohn's disease. Second one is ulcerative colitis. And this Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis, which cause the non-infective acute diarrhea, is collectively called, or these two types of disease is actually the inflammatory disease, comes under the IBD. What does IBD mean? IBD means inflammatory bowel disease. So the two diseases actually the inflammatory disease which comes under the IBD, inflammatory bowel disease. Now third one is drugs. Now the third one is drugs. So there are 7 groups of drug which is closely associated with non-infective acute diarrhea. First one is antibiotics. Now when we talk about the antibiotics, it includes penicillin and cephalosporin. Now the second one is cholinergic drugs. First one is antibiotics, second one is cholinergic drugs. Now the third one is antiarrhythmic drug. Antiarrhythmic drugs. And there are so many antiarrhythmic drugs which cause non-infective acute diarrhea, which includes procainamide, then second one is nifedipine, and the third one is propranolol. So this is basically three drugs, antiarrhythmic drug that cause the non-infective acute diarrhea. First you have procainamide, nifedipine and propranolol. So after that the fourth drug or fourth group of drug that cause non-infective acute diarrhea is anti-cancer drug. This is the fourth one. Now the fifth one is antimetabolites. Sixth one is magnesium containing antacid. And the last one is the laxatives, or which is also called stool softener. So laxative includes, so the last one is what? Seventh one, which is the laxatives, and it include disaccharide, castor oil, and senna, which is actually the senna plant extract. So this is a 7 group of drug which is closely associated with the non-infective acute diarrhea. First is the antibiotics, second one is a cholinergic drug, third one is the anti-arrhythmic drug, fourth one is the anti-cancer drug, fifth one is the anti-metabolites, sixth one is the magnesium containing antacids, and the seventh one is the laxatives. So this is a third cause that cause non-infective acute diarrhea. So हम लोग और भी नॉन इन्फेक्शियस काउजेस को देखेंगे जो नॉन इन्फेक्टिव एक्यूट डायरिया काउज करता है. So the fourth one is irritable bowel syndrome. हम लोग इसके बारे में प्रीवियस लेक्चर में भी बात की है. क्या होता है इरिटेबल बॉवेल सिंड्रोम, जो स्यूडो डायरिया को भी प्रिसिपिटेट करता है. एंड द फिफ्थ वन इज द इस्कीमिक कोलाइटिस. सिक्स्थ वन इज द एक्यूट साइकोलॉजिकल stress. And the seventh one is the GVHD. What does GVHD mean? Graft versus host disease. Graft versus host disease. Now after that, eighth one is the spurious diarrhea. Which is usually arises after the fecal impaction. होता क्या है कि बहुत ज़्यादा फीकल इम्पैक्शन होने के कारण इंटेस्टाइन में हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि लग्जेटिव्स देते हैं. वो लग्जेटिव्स इतना ज़्यादा स्टूल को सॉफ्ट कर देता है कि उसकी वजह से एक डायरिया राइजेस हो जाता है, विच इज़ ऑल्सो कॉल्ड स्पूरियस डायरिया. नाइन्थ वन इज व्हाट? क्रोनिक डाइवर्टिकुलाइटिस. And the 10th and the last one is consumption of fish, shellfish, etc. So this is all about the non-infectious causes that cause non-infective acute diarrhea. So this is basically all about the acute diarrhea and the causes of acute diarrhea. Thank you.